My wife cheated on me multiple times while on a vacation and had a pregnancy scare. Hi, welcome to my channel. Today, we've got a story from r/relationship_advice where Op's wife cheated on him multiple times while on a vacation and even had a pregnancy scare. Before we start, if you have any personal stories of how you got out of a toxic relationship with your cheating wife or girlfriend that you want to share, feel free to email them to me. Let's get started. 1SR story. We've been together since we were 14, got married at 23, and have been married for 5 years. We celebrated our 5th wedding anniversary in June. Recently we'd been discussing kids, and a couple of nights back we were drinking a bit and the topic ended up on pregnancy scares. We had a couple of those back in college, and then my wife drunkenly mentioned the one in 2017. Which sobered me up real fast, since the last time we had one was in 2012 when we were both 21. I was like, what do you mean 2017? And she got this weird expression on her face before trying to play it off like it was a drunken slip of the tongue, but I've been with her since we were 14. I know when something's up with her, and I said, no, you're lying, tell me what the fuck do you mean about a scare in 2017? She tried playing it off again and leaving, but at this point, my mind was running away from me, so I grabbed her hand and said, tell me what the hell you're talking about. Then she just breaks down and starts crying as if her parents just died. She told me in 2017 when she took a holiday with her 2 friends, they met some guys and partied with them a few days before the trip ended. It was 10 days long and this would have been day 6. They went to the guy's place to continue hanging out, and her friends had sex with a couple of them. She said she stayed drinking a bit with another and had been firm about being married. However, the dude was handsome and charming and persuaded her to have some fun. He pointed out she was thousands of miles away from her husband, he'd never know, and this might be her chance to have sex with someone else other than the one guy she'd only ever slept with. She said she resisted at first, but at some point didn't think of me or us and just went with it. She slept with him twice that night, then a few more times over the remaining days of the trip. Her friends didn't ask or say anything, and she said she felt guilty but did it anyway. On the last day of the trip, she and her friends were back at the hotel when one of them said, "Don't worry, we won't say anything, what happens here, stays here." And she just broke down crying over there. According to her, she felt like it was a full-on mental breakdown. They comforted her and said they'd support her, but she made her decision to have sex with the guy multiple times. She said she felt like such a piece of shit, and before she came home, she called me and said she'd get a ride to her mother's, where she'd be for a few weeks. She got tested during this time and debated over what to do. She wanted to tell me but didn't want to lose me, and so resolved to put it in the past and just be a better, faithful wife from then on. Since then she hung out with those women a lot less, and I'll admit she seemed to try very hard to be a good wife and lover after she came home. I thought she just missed me a lot, but now I know she was overcompensating. Which led to the other night. I feel like my mind is just in a daze. I paced around the parking lot for like an hour at work, and my boss even asked if everything was okay and told me to head home if I wanted. She's been trying to speak to me, crying a lot. I hate that she's acting as if she's the one hurt by me ignoring her right now. She's been promising she'll always be a great wife, but the fact is that she fucked another man multiple times, and if not for a stupid conversation coming up while drinking, I'd never know. Then there's the part of me wondering if she ever cheated before, if there were ever other scares with other guys. What did she do all the time she hung out with friends? Suddenly I'm questioning most of 14 years together. I'm at a loss as to what I should do here. I still madly love her, but suddenly the sight of her makes me want to punch something or just grab her and scream in her face till my voice stops working. I hate that I feel like this. Now let's look at some comments. Vodka_philosophy wrote, "She cheated on you multiple times, both drunk and sober. She made a conscious decision to have sex with this guy over and over again. Then she lied about it for 2 years, and did it so convincingly you had no idea. Now you have to live knowing she's such a good liar you'll never know if she's telling the truth, and would have kept lying about it, possibly forever, if not for a tiny slip of the tongue. There's no way I could come back from that. Maybe you can, but it most definitely won't happen without immediate couples counseling. For right now it might be best if one of you stays somewhere else until you feel less volatile, and maybe only see each other at a therapist's office or with a mutual friend around until things calm down a bit." It Works Guys wrote, "What a nightmare. I don't know, man, a one-off might have been forgivable, but a solid week of fucking another guy bareback and her friends all laughing about it. Let's not forget that. They all knew, they have told people. This isn't as big a secret as you think. No one told you is all. Fuck that. This is going to haunt you forever. You are still a young man and you don't have any kids. Get the fuck out of this now. Clean break, take some time to focus on yourself, and hit the dating scene. You're going to find something better. Sherlock01 wrote. Your loyal wife allowed this asshole to raw dog her for a full week. How long did it take for you two to stop using protection? Months? Years? Because she didn't even consider it when with him. What if she'd gotten pregnant? I guess she wouldn't have told you and you'd have the same story as the other guy on the hot page today. Fuck that, get out of this now. Let her cry as much as she wants, but you'll never trust her properly again. She hasn't been a better wife to you, she's guilty enough to try, but she wasn't guilty enough to come clean. She's lied to you for years. Shit, if I were you I'd have half a mind to tell her that if she wants to make it work, you get to sleep with any other women to make it even whilst she doesn't get to open her side of the relationship. Samsams wrote. I'm sorry you are going through this. Cheaters are the absolute worst. Personally, I know I wouldn't be able to get past this, even if it was 2 years ago. You need to figure out if you can, or if you want to try. I would guess couples therapy may be a good option to deal with all of it. All the best to you, whatever you decide to do. Before we take a look at another story from r/surviving infidelity where Up suspects that his girlfriend is cheating on him with a guy in his neighborhood, take a moment to like the video to show your support to the channel. Don't forget to leave your own opinion on the story in the comments down below. Second story. I broke up with my girlfriend of 2 years about a month ago. She started going back to school a few months ago and started carpooling with a guy in the neighborhood to school. The first time I meet him, he announces that he's an expert at manipulating people and situations. I didn't like him from the start and told my girlfriend that I thought he had bad intentions and that he had the hots for her. She says he's not her type and they are just friends. I decide to not be the controlling type and to trust her. Fast forward to our anniversary and she calls out of work because her back was hurting but ends up doing a side job with the neighbor. She doesn't get home from her side job until almost midnight. She claimed her phone died yet the person she was with had my number. He put me on Do Not Disturb. I confront her about cheating and she denies it. Slowly she quits doing anything to help out our household and is constantly hanging out with her friends. A few days after our anniversary, it's Halloween and she begs me to get pumpkins and wine because we were going to carve pumpkins. She's wearing a questionable Halloween costume and on our way home, she gets a text saying she's invited to dinner and that I'm not invited. So I give her a choice and she says she wants to be dropped off at the neighbor's. So, I drop her off only to return because she's dressed in paper and it's raining. We go back to our house and argue. Next week she gets paid and I ask her to get dog food because I'm broke and couldn't get any. I find out that she spent all her money on her friends after a few days of lying about having money. When I discover she blew $300, I lost my shit and confronted her hard about her relationship with the neighbor. She admitted to having an emotional affair with him. So, I kicked her out. Now she's living 6 houses down with the neighbor. I have to drive past his house to leave my neighborhood. He lives with his parents BTW. I've recently heard that he just wants to be friends. I've had only one phone conversation with her since we split up. She calls me to tell me someone grabbed her ass at work. I told her that they probably figured it was okay since she was of questionable morals. She blocked me. Now let's look at some comments. Bensel_McCrush wrote. Tomahawk missile dodged. She failed her audition miserably. Not GF material and most definitely not marriage material. Zach the Young wrote. Way to handle this the best way you could, man. You got thrown into a shitty situation by 2 shitty people and you came out on top with your dignity intact. You may not feel like the total badass you are now, but hopefully one day you can look back on this story and laugh about it from the comfort of a new, better relationship. Swansong Blue wrote. You've been lucky here, Up. I know that it probably doesn't seem like that now, but, oh boy, you're lucky. Apart from cheating on you, she isn't the sharpest knife in the drawer. WTF? She was so brazen with it and after 2 years together. One thing is for sure, her attractiveness to the AP will have gone down by 50% the minute she became available. Sounds like to me, he's been hitting that but doesn't want her there at his place full time, that's why you're getting calls from him and her. They want their old situation back, her at your house, and him getting that whenever he wants. But, that's out the window now. He's living with her and has to put up with her shit to get her ass now. As she's living so close, you can stand by for a grandstand view of her new car crash of a relationship. As they say, not your monkey, not your circus. Your most powerful weapon now is complete indifference. Even if you have to fake it, just totally ignore them. I'm guessing that she will come back around you in the not too distant future. Don't entertain her, Up. She's not worth it. She didn't want to be on your team. She had her chance and she blew it. Good luck. Knock Zero Princess wrote. A relationship should be two people working together to support the household, especially when it comes to bills. That's so irresponsible of her and a total slap in the face to you. Plus, wearing such a revealing outfit without her boyfriend around? That's just so disrespectful. I might just be old-fashioned, though. She seems very immature in my opinion. She'll wise up soon and realize she fucked up. You deserve better, don't let her weasel her way back. What do you think about all of this? Do you have any advice for the op from the first story? Also, do you think the op from the second story did the right thing by kicking out his girlfriend? Let us know in the comments down below. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel to see more videos like this. Hit the notification bell to make sure you never miss an upload.